morning, welcome to Monday, beginning of a new week, and we start this week with the sun going into Sagittarius, so we have new energies coming in. We've still got Mercury in Scorpio until the 24th of this month, before it enters into Sagittarius, so that's Wednesday, so quite soon. And then Mars, which is going to stay in Scorpio until the 13th of December and then move into Sagittarius too. So we've got these energies. There's part of us and part of who we are in these deep scorpionic energies, but our light is already moving into Sagittarian energies. Also today the moon moves into Cancer. So a bit more water element there, and also the moon is going to square Chiron today, so we could be sort of in a bit of conflict or sort of at odds with healing our wounds that we have in this life that we may have carried from other lives. As always, sort of, if you've got your natal chart, to have a look in your own natal chart and see where these planets are, and dig further into how they affect you in this life. If you haven't got your natal chart, then there's plenty of sites, plenty of really good astrologers that do free natal charts on the internet. Okay, so Monday, let's see what the energies are for today. So I'm going to start off with some wisdom of the oracle cards, and then we're going to use the Mystic Mondays, see what the messages are from those cards. Okay, so what do we need to know for today, the 22nd of November 2021? Okay, we're just a month out from winter solstice. The energies are slowing, the solar energies are slowing down. The nights are getting longer. The days are getting shorter. This is all in the northern hemisphere, of course. The reverse in the southern hemisphere. It's getting colder. The trees are looking quite bare outside. The dulcet tones of leaf blowers can be heard up and down the street more regularly. Just waiting for the council to turn up and do their big clearance of the street. We're on a slight slope here as well, and at this time of the year the York stone pavements are particularly treacherous. You know, all the people that live on this street, because they walk up and down the road, visitors to the street don't know sort of what a death trap street this is to live on, to be on, and you often see people slip over on the pavement. But hey ho, yeah, little insight to where I live. But it is really beautiful. I'm loving seeing sort of the nakedness of the trees. Sort of, it's nice sort of to be able to just look out of your window and be connected to nature and the turning cycle of the year, which I always pay attention to. I think I was talking yesterday about sort of when you observe nature, you can see that it takes about 7 days before you notice noticeable changes in the turning of the year. Okay, so what do we need to know for today? 22nd of November 2021. What messages has Spirit got for us today? Yes, I had to wait today to do this reading because there was a really noisy leaf blower, or somebody with a really noisy leaf blower in the garden across the street from me. If it kept on, I was tempted to have to move everything next door around to the back of the flat, into my treatment room, and set up there to do today's reading, for a bit of peace and quiet. Okay, what do we need to know for today? Okay, so let's see, what have we got? At the bottom of the deck, we've got deep knowing. Okay, this is making me think of the mystical shaman oracle cards I pulled earlier this morning for this week. Okay, we have the thinker. And we have Treasure Island. So deep knowing is about sort of connecting with your higher self, and knowing sort of the truths of the universe, and being connected into that. And next to the thinker, I see that as about sort of that bringing that wisdom and that knowledge into your everyday thinking consciousness. And then Treasure Island, here we've got a beautiful tortoise with a treasure chest on its back, swimming in the sea, and lots of love hearts and stars coming out. And for me, that is really about sort of knowing that all your treasure, all your deep knowing, everything is within you, and you carry it wherever you go, whenever you go, in this swim through life. Nothing is outside of us, it's all within us. And if we can connect into that, then we will have abundant treasures in our lives. So let's get the cards out for today and see sort of what the tarot cards have got to say that will complement that, or give us more insight into the meaning of the oracle cards. So, okay. So, Monday the 22nd of November 2021. I want to know what messages Spirit has for us for today. Oh my God, I can hear the leaf blower coming. Please be quiet enough so you can't hear it on the video. Sounds like it's going back into the distance. That's good. Okay, what do we need to know for today? What messages does Spirit have for us today? What do we need to know? What do we need to know for today? Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Fool. We have Justice. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Five of Swords. I'm sure the Five of Swords came out in that position yesterday as well. We have Judgment. And we have the High Priestess. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. So, okay. So, let's have a look. Okay, so in the middle of the reading, we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, and looking at the colours on this card and the detail, it's making me think of being kept in the dark. We're keeping ourselves in the dark. We can't see the open doorway in front of us. And in fact, the figure is not even looking at the open doorway. She's looking in another direction. So it's, are we sort of not wanting to see the easy route in? Or can we see another way round what we're going through? These would be some of the questions I would be asking myself. And then in the moon position, the background, we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles can be seen as sort of creating a grounding and creating stability and a strong foundation to move from. It can also be seen sort of holding on too tightly to an old part of ourselves, something that we've outgrown, old values that we no longer have anymore, being afraid of moving forward and changing. So those two cards together, it's like, are we blocking ourselves from seeing where we need to go? The Mercury card, communication, the mind, talks of a new journey. We have the Fool card here, stepping out into the sun to look at sort of, sort of this especially is quite a dark card, all gloomy and very sort of dark night of the soul even. I'll come back to that as we go through some of the other cards. The Fool, we've got beautiful bright pink, red colours, a sun sort of shining down, it's all optimistic, and the character in the card hasn't got a care in the world. So is this talking, like this could be talking about sort of new thinking patterns, a new way of being, connecting to our deep knowing and thinking. Some possibilities with the card. When we come to the Venus card, our values, beauty, love, etc., our heart-centeredness, we have justice, a time of rebalancing. We could be between sort of our old self and our new self. I do think today we're on the cusp. We're just stepping into Sagittarius season and moving away from the Scorpio energies. So it's that transition into the new openings, new brightness, new light, new life. What's right in front of us, the Sun card, we have the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords we can see a figure that's bound and blindfolded, surrounded by 8 swords. And this talks about the mental prisons that we put ourselves in. So it's for me, it's very much linking to the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. Where have we imprisoned ourselves? Where are we trapped by our thought patterns? Where do we need to liberate ourselves to start a new journey? This theme is echoed even more by the next card, the Mars card, card of action, of will, of drive, our determination, our creativity. And the card is asking, where do we sabotage ourselves, self-sabotage, that like limited belief systems or thought patterns. Again, there's lots in this reading about how are we blocking ourselves. In the Jupiter position card, we've got judgment. We have an opportunity to reflect on these things so that we can move forward. We can see sort of moving on to a new beginning. See the red and the pink coming through in the distant horizon. Again, a red orb. There's two orbs there, a red orb and a white orb. Is that new possibilities coming in? What's holding us back is the Saturn position card, the limitations of obstacles. We're not connecting to our higher selves. The High Priestess, the deeper knowing, we're not connecting into that. And it's limiting us, it's preventing us from having this new beginning, and freedom, evolving, going to the next step, moving into the new energy. The general energy for the whole reading is the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is about being reflective, looking at the patterns and everything, scrying, seeing sort of into the darkness. You can see, like in this card, it's at night, and the very in the night, in the darkness, when we can't see which way we're going, then to come back to ourselves and reflect, and take a step away from all the turmoil in our mind. Find the treasure within, knowing that it is within and we carry it with us always. Okay, so just going to pick 3 more cards to get a bit of clarity on sort of how can we overcome what is blocking us. So that is a card. And let's go. So we've got the 6 of Cups. We have the 9 of Pentacles. And we have the 7 of Swords. Okay, so 2 of Cups, sorry, 6 of Cups, reminiscing about the past. Are we looking at the past through rose-tinted glasses, going back into our comfort zone? Then we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is about self-confidence and courage to be independent and to step away from others. And then we have the 7 of Swords, another Swords card. We've got a lot of swords, sort of, no, we've got 3 Swords cards coming out. But they're all talking, they all have the same theme, about a sort of self-sabotage, how we lock ourselves into all belief systems, all thought patterns, how we lie to ourselves even. And again, this is taking me back to the mystical shaman oracle cards that I did for this morning, for this coming week, and the smoky mirror. How we're not seeing the truth, and we're not being honest with ourselves. We have no clarity. Okay. I'm just going to do a Work Your Light card. Okay. Knowing that the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups are quite similar energies, with the High Priestess being the sort of the more powerful of the two. But this connecting to our higher selves, being reflective, and looking within to find our truth, find our treasure island. Okay, this one. Okay, the ever unfolding rose. Okay, cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. So it's as we go into ourselves, as sort of we connect to our higher knowing, as sort of we reflect and everything, it's like we unfurl like a rose, and can then connect to our treasure island, which is within us and is always within us and always a part of us. So yeah, sort of resonating with the 9 of Pentacles about that self-confidence and being independent and knowing we can do it on our own. So that's the message for today. It sort of ties in with the theme of the week, and the beginning of new journeys, new energies, and just allowing all the old stories to fall away. Something to focus on this week. And also sort of as we move out of the lunar eclipse, full moon energies from last Friday, and that energy is fading, then what was revealed then, we can allow that to drop away as we move towards the new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius, which will be happening. Got my moon diary here. Will be happening. It is on the 4th of December, UK time, 7:43 in the morning, and at 12 degrees of Sagittarius. Okay, well, that's directly opposite my sun. That should be interesting for me. Let's see what light that's going, what shadows are going to be opposite my sun, and what will be renewed for me. How interesting. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonates with you. Appreciate your comments and thoughts about it. If you do like this channel, please like, share and subscribe. If you want notifications, then click on the wiggly bell. If you'd like a personal reading from me, then there's a link to my email address below, which I'm using until my website's up and ready. And until next time, thank you for watching.